we're trying to accomplish the unachievable. We're trying to break ground into industries that didn't exist before. I always follow my heart. It really does take a village to build a company. The idea of Sampler actually started when back when I was in university. I was actually a brand ambassador, and I was handing out free product samples on street corners and in grocery stores representing brands. And I was giving these samples kind of to whoever was walking by. And even back then, being a marketing grad, I was thinking like, how is it that we're doing it in such an ineffective way? With the power of digital, we should truly be understanding who exactly we're giving the sample to and how that converts to a purchase. But it will have taken 6 years and some time in an agency and more time in a venture capital firm and a VC firm before I felt, confident to go ahead and start the business. But that initial idea was back in university. If a decision feels good from in my heart, it usually ends up making a ton of sense in the brain and it ends up working out really well. And leading from the heart is, I think, been my best tool. There was a time in our business where it was really high intensity, ups and downs and ups and downs, and lots of tough decisions, lots of tough decisions that I had to I was often feeling I was taking alone. And I mean, I've been building Sampler at the time for 6 years, right? So it wasn't, just an overnight thing. It was many years of piled up anxieties and piled up responsibilities. So I hit like there's just a time where I just hit a wall, and some of the early signs of that were, um, one, I felt like I was constantly tired. So whether it be I would wake up in the morning and be just as tired as when I went to bed. The second thing is I would get migraines. I also would sometimes just start crying, like in the middle of the day, need to go into a stand-up room and just have a cry. So those were all the physical signs, and I think that many people have those, and they don't realize that this could actually be burnout. It's probably true, and it's probably difficult to get away from that in the early days of your startup. Like in the early days of your startup, it's just you, or it's you and two or three people, and potentially, like in our case, I didn't have a co-founder, so it was heightened. But I also, like, I know people have had co-founders and still feel that way, right? So what I'll say is that today and very quickly after my burnout, things started changing. Maybe it was my perception, maybe it was the great people I hired, but today I will tell you, I never feel like I'm alone. I feel like my entire leadership team is really, really involved in every single decision that we make. I feel my board has my back. I feel my employees have my back. Having people around you that truly believe in your mission and truly believe in you is so, so, so important. So I call them cheerleaders. But you want and you want to be a cheerleader for others too, and I think that's really important, right? Like, you're part of the squad, you need to cheer too. So I love women supporting women. I love people supporting people. And so I surrounded myself really early with amazing networks. Just get started, because we can make a lot of excuses for that first step. And the thing is that once you've done step one, step two, step three, you'll find you'll hit a momentum. And then like step 4, 5, 6, 7 will just kind of start going. And next thing you know, you're 7 years later, you have nearly 40 employees and you're growing to 60, and you're just, super excited about the future, right? So just get started.